Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Dr. Paul here. Friday night quiz time. Okay, I was attempting to do something clever and it didn't work. So here we are, just doing things the normal way. Hello, Dawn. How you doing? You ready for the quiz? Come on. Give me a share, folks. That's what this is all about. Hey, Noodle Doodles. I was trying to get this going on YouTube and on Facebook, which I thought had worked out earlier this morning, and then I could not get it to work just there because there's always a setting, and it just didn't work. So anyway, never mind that. We're all here. That's all good. So Titty Biscuits, hello Ollie, hello Mum, hello Janet. The Cut Down Fabians are here. Of course, some people might be at the real pub these days. In case you're wondering about real pubs and me, Newsroom were in touch the other day, which is in Leith Street, Edinburgh City Centre. They were keen to get me back fairly quickly. I'm not going to do that until August, so it looks like the end of August for me back in the pubs. But in the meantime, I'm still doing online. Joe's at a real pub, yeah. Has anyone been to a real pub? Has anyone enjoyed it? Has anyone been freaked out by it? Is it okay? Let us know. Put it in the chat. Tell us what's going on with real pubs, and have you been in them, and are they working for you? Very interested to know. Anyway, I'm going to do a quiz. And by the way, even when I go back into the pubs, I'll still be doing the quiz here. Okay? I'm going to keep doing online quizzes. I believe in them. I think it's pretty good. And I think we'll carry on. Anyway, live quiz starts soon. House rules, no Tories, no racists, and stop exaggerating. Live quiz starts soon, and how to play is you answer as a team. If you've not been here before, it's friendly and easy. You just answer the questions to the quiz questions, one round at a time. Write down your answers. There is a score sheet for you if you want one. Don's avoiding the pubs until I'm sure the virus is beat. Well, that might be quite a long time, Don. I think. I don't know. I'm no virologist. Anyway, you do your own marking after each round, and you ask me if you need anything cleared up. Usually it's 2 points for a right answer, 1 point for half an answer. But let's do the quiz. Last time we played, I divided the scores into 3 tables there: top, middle, and bottom. Emperor, King, and Macaroni. Scumbag College were at the top. You see that? Porn Dwarfs, Fark Offs were there. Social Outcasts. This is Wednesday. All right. Chameleons, Covariates. Team Ida were in the middle with Barrymore's Fist, Von Craps. Caramel Brownies down the bottom with Spedge and many others. Trouble over Bridgewater here. Hello, Richard. Hello, Katie. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Jenny. Hello to Witten Witches. All right. And the quiz is 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Supposedly simultaneously on YouTube and Facebook, although I couldn't get it to work this time. I'm going to try and get that to work at 9 o'clock. Von Craps are here as well. Excellent. Hello, Julie. Right, tonight's, this quiz, the 7 o'clock quiz, is sponsored by Pickering's Gin. And they will give you a nice little bottle of gin, strawberry and black pepper. We're going to get to that in a little while. But bear in mind, the prize is not for top score in the quiz, so don't bother cheating. There's absolutely no point. The quiz bit is really just for fun. There's a competition bit for the gin later on. And that's it. It's 4 minutes past 7. Try to hit the first question at 1 minute past. Also, if you're around later on, there's loads of beer to be won. That's Broughton. That's later on. Anyway, oh yeah, I should point out as well. See the discount code DP Quiz. If you go to Pickering's Gin website, pardon me, and you order gin online, you can get 15% off everything you order just by using that discount code DP Quiz. So that's a good deal. Save a few pounds if you want some gin. Okay. Let's do the quiz. We are ready. It's 5 past. I'm hitting the first question. Round 1 in the quiz, as ever, is the same letter round. By the way, can you hear me okay? Is the sound alright? Because I was mucking about with sound earlier on, so hopefully that sounds okay. Hopefully you can hear me, but it's not too loud. Let me know if it needs to be up or down. Right, same letter round. All the answers in this round start with the same letter. So as soon as you've got the letter, then you're ahead. You know what I mean? Loud and clear. We can hear you. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Titty Biscuits. Right, let's go. So the first round, all the answers start with the same letter. Bond is the first question. Which James Bond film, starring Daniel Craig, begins the action in Turkey and finishes it in Scotland? Okay. So which James Bond film is that? Begins in Turkey and it ends up being in Scotland. Which Bond film is that? It's one of the Daniel Craig ones. Hi, Bill. Yeah, I didn't have time to get the accordion out tonight, if that's what you're saying. It took me ages to get set up here tonight. Okay, pop music. Question number 2. Quite difficult if you don't know this. Born in 1992, so still virtually a child. Which American singer and actress's biggest hits in the UK charts were Come and Get It in 2013 and Hands to Myself in 2016? Actually, not a child really. Coming up for 30 actually. Just shows you how fast these things move on. So, who's that American singer? She's in her 20s, born in 1992. Biggest chart hits of her career so far are Come and Get It, 2013, and Hands to Myself, 2016. What is her name? That's question number 2. Number 3, tiny little countries. Which country, with a population smaller than the city of Aberdeen, has reached the quarterfinals of the Rugby Union World Cup 3 times? So there's hardly anyone there. Very small country, but they're good enough at rugby to get to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. Which country is that? Less people live in that country that live in Aberdeen, but they are World Cup rugby, good enough to get to the quarterfinals anyway. Number 4, voice. What's the term for the highest female singing voice, ranging from approximately middle C, to high A? You know what I mean? So what's the name of that voice, singing voice? Highest female singing voice goes from approximately middle C to high A, from to more or less. Remember, all the answers start with the same letter. And the last one, language. Which African language has official status in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, and 3 other countries in the same region, and it has an estimated 90 million people who speak the language in total? Voice of a drunk, more like. Don. Oh! Singing was never my strongest thing. So, which African language is that? It's an official language in Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, and 3 other countries as well. And round about 90 million people speak this language. What is the name of that language? It's one you've probably heard of. You've probably heard this word. So you tell me when you're ready. That's how this works. You tell me in the chat when your team's ready for the answers, and then I'll give you the answers. For anyone who's just coming in the door, I will quickly recap the questions. This is just the first round. And remember, all the answers start with the same letter. It is the same letter round. So, number 1 is which James Bond film starring Daniel Craig begins in Turkey, finishes in Scotland? Number 2, Come and Get It and Hands to Myself. They're the biggest hits of which American singer? She was only born in 1992, so she is pretty much a child in my terms. Tiny little countries. Which country's got less people than Aberdeen but has still managed to get to the quarterfinals of the Rugby Union World Cup 3 times? So pretty good at rugby, even though not many people live there. Number 4, what is the name of that voice? The highest female singing voice. Middle C to high And African language in Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. Other countries as well. 90 million people speak it. Right, let's have a look. Sue's ready. Jamie's ready. Jamie got his beer today from Cross Borders. Thanks for sending a photograph, Jamie. I'll be using that soon. Bill's ready. Don's ready. Julie, Noodles, Titties, Ollie, all ready. Come on, you're all ready. Let's do it. Let's get on to the answers here. So the answers for the same letter round. These are worth 2 points each, okay? And did you get a letter? Yes, of course you did. Letter S. Woo! For Supersonic, Scotland, and Sensational. And Sayonara, Big Man. Here's the answers, right? 2 points for each of these. So the Daniel Craig James Bond film starts off in Turkey, finishes up in Scotland. It's Skyfall. There they are. Wondering when the pub's going to open. In Skyfall. Glen Etive, actually, in case you're wondering. Been camping there. It was great. Number 2, Come and Get It, and Hands to Myself. They're both songs by Selena Gomez. That's it. That's a difficult one. Either know it or you don't. Number 3, Little Countries, smaller than Aberdeen, quarterfinals of the Rugby Union World Cup. This is Samoa. Samoa. 2 points for Samoa. Number 4, highest female singing voice is soprano. Chris Rose says, did I get a point for samosa? I don't know. Depends what answer you put it for. Did you say Samosa Gomez? No points. Did you get a point for samosa instead of Samoa? Aye, it's only one letter out, isn't it? It's alright. I mean, all you've done is mix up an entire culture, a race, and a nation. All you've done is mix them up with a snack. That's still fairly respectful. Yeah, you can have the point. You can have a point for that, Chris. All right, and number 5, African language with official status in all those countries. 90 million people speak it. It's Swahili. That is a map showing where Swahili is spoken. Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania are the main ones. Also in that map, part of the Congo, Rwanda. And what's that other one? Is that Burundi? Might be Burundi. I think it's Rwanda and Burundi. Anyway, Swahili for 2 points. So there's all your answers together. 2 points for each of those. Now, before you tell me how many points you've got for the round, because it's good to know what people have scored, remember to add on 2 points if you've been here before, and also 1 point if you have shared the quiz tonight. You share the quiz, you get 1 point. Luckily, we have a teenage son in the next room. Yes, obviously, he would have got Swahili, because that's what teenage boys are into, isn't it? It's international languages. 11 for the Titty Biscuits. Pleased with that. 11 for Lumpy Gravy. Didn't know the singer. Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't. Did anyone guess the singer? Did anyone actually get the singer by guessing it? Looks like Selena Gomez was the trouble in that round. But there are some 13s as well, so that's good. We're going to crack straight on. No mucking about tonight. Picture round. Okay, so the picture round is 5 pictures with questions. Picture number 1, name the film. 1994. All right. Multiple Oscar-nominated film. Not just popular at the time, but it's remained a very, very popular film for many years. Came out in 1994. What is the title of that film? Okay. That's picture number 1. Okay. Bikes. Which famous bicycle manufacturer from England uses this logo or badge? You'd find this on the front of some of their bikes. Slash tier is saying 13 out of 15. Out of 15? Are you sure? 2 points for each answer. That's 10. Plus 2 for sharing. No, sorry. 2 for being here before and 1 for sharing. That's 13. If it's your birthday, you get a point. Okay? But the basic highest you can get is 13 without any birthdays. So which bike manufacturer uses that logo or badge? Number 3. There's a quite a swish looking chap there. Who is he? French geezer. Who is this French fashion designer? Born in 1936 and died in 2008. So who is the very famous French fashion designer there? You will know his name. You'll definitely have heard of this person. French guy. Quite smooth. Born 1936. Who's he? 11 out of 13. That's more like it, yeah. It's just a mistake, Bill. That's all it is. Right, extra large. This Buddha in China is the tallest statue in the world. Bar none. But how tall is it in meters, including the base? If you get within 50 meters, then you'll get the points. So, how tall is this Buddha, basically? If you look carefully, you can see that building at the bottom. That's it's like 4 stories, yeah. There's a wee gate right in the middle of it. It's massive. This thing's absolutely huge. But have a guess as to how many meters it is from the base to the top of the head. How many meters? If you get within 50 meters, you get the points for this one. All right. So, how high is Buddha? You know what I mean? And number 5, what is that? Is that thing animal, vegetable, or mineral? What are you looking at? What type of thing are you looking at? Animal, vegetable, or mineral? That's all you have to come up with. You don't have to get any more detailed than that. But for the 2 points, you might know what it actually is. I don't know. But what are you looking at? Animal, vegetable, or mineral? That is picture number 5. Okay, you tell me if you're ready. I'm going to recap these picture questions for you. Number 1, name the film. 1994. It was nominated for quite a lot of Oscars. I don't know if it won that many, but it's a pardon me. It's a film that's remained very, very popular ever since it came out. Maybe more popular now than when it came out, you know what I mean? Number 2, name the bike manufacturer from their logo or badge or crest or whatever you want to say. Number 3, who's the French guy, fashion designer, born in 1936. Number 4, how high is the Buddha? Answer in meters, please. If you're within 50 meters, then you get the points. And number 5, animal, vegetable, or mineral. And yes, it is a bit weird. But what is it? What type of thing is it? Thanks for doing the quiz tonight. I know that there are now things you can do, like going out. The only person who answered earlier on when I asked, have you been in the pub, was Don, saying that he's going to avoid the pub. What are the rest of you thinking? Are you hungry to get back in the pub, or have you tried it already? Was it good? Was it bad? I want to know some pub experiences. Titty Biscuits ready in the East End. That's the East End of the Big G. That's what they're talking about there. Talking about Denniston. Talking about Merchant City East. AKB, keen for the answers. You always are, Don. That's the stuff. Right, let's do it. Let's get the answers. We've got some readies. Some of you are ready. That's good enough for me. Here we go. Here come the answers. 2 points for each of these. The scene from the film. Right, he's got out of jail. That's the sweet reign of freedom. It's the Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption is the right answer. That's what's his name? Tim Robbins? Is that right? Veronica is wary of going into pubs at the moment. Not going to rush in. There's quite a few people in that camp. Number 2, which famous bicycle manufacturer from England uses this logo? They're based in Nottingham. They are Raleigh. You all had a rally at some point. Yeah. I think No, it wasn't. I was going to say I think my first bike was a rally, but it was a BSA. Number 3. Who's the French geezer with the pretty cool specs? Liking the specs there. That's Yves Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent. Yves Saint Laurent. You cannot say that without sounding fairly French. Yves Saint Laurent. There you go. Maybe you can. Number 4. How tall is that Buddha? And the building and the size of it and everything. How tall is the whole thing? It is 153 meters tall. So if you said between 103 and 203, then you get the points. Just to give you an idea of context, Eiffel Tower is 300 meters tall, so that's half the size of the Eiffel Tower, twice the size of the Statue of Liberty. Nick saying, what is it with you in Nottingham? What was there one other question about Nottingham about 4 weeks ago? Is that it? That doesn't count as an obsession, Nick. Number 5, what is this thing? Animal, vegetable, or mineral? It's an animal. It's a lamprey. Whoa. William Kane says, tried it, went to the pub. Social distancing and all, it's a no from me still. At least I got a good drink. See, the thing about going to the pub is hanging at the bar, right? That's where you meet everybody. And you can't stand at the bar. That's where you meet all the nutters. And that's the point, isn't it? Oh, rally rodeo? I don't even know what a rally rodeo is. Is it more BMX-y or is it more racery? 225 metres, you guess. That's not a terrible guess, but too high, innit? Too high! Got the designer and the statue wrong. What did you say? Do tell us. When you get things wrong, let us know what you put. Because it's always interesting. Did you go for Jean-Paul Gaultier? Eh? Too high for the Buddha. 230 for the Buddha. Ooh, he's all went a little bit too high. Pedestrian Crossing got 8 out of 10. Fat Boy got 6, got 10 out of 10. Porn Dwarf's got 10 as well. Lumpy Gravy got 10 out of 10. Our team worked out that 150 was a good guess and he got overruled. Well, that's it. That's what happens to smart people. You know what smart people get? Overruled. It's a kind of metaphor for democracy. Okay, right, here we go. Julie's saying that statue doesn't make sense. It's a different culture, Julie. You can't be all Christian-centric about it. They've got a statue of a Buddha. They're just into it. It's cool. Right, that's all the answers. Right, time for a PICTO. So, PICTO is a picture clue. You're looking for, see it says 2014, it should say 2014 film. You're trying to get the title of a film from this picture clue. So I'll show you the pictures, the clock will start, and you've got 1 minute to solve it. Don't shout out the answer in the chat, but do tell me if you think you've got it. So here we go. There we go. That should start now. There it is. So what's going on here? A film from 2014. What is the film? Judging from these picture clues. Yes, Bill, it is a film. Speaking of films, I see Richie saying that Shawshank Redemption is one of the most boring films ever. I don't remember. I've seen it once, and that was in the 90s. It didn't leave much of an impression. The only thing I can really remember about it is the poster over the hole in the prison cell. And thinking, nah, that's not right. Never get away with that. So 8 seconds left. Try to find the title of a film. Family film. One for the kids, really. Kids movie. 2014. Right, okay. That's time up. No one's saying that they got it. Maybe this is a difficult one. Guess it depends how good your geography is. If you get the map bit, Caesar's Palace had got it right. Okay, there we go. Penguins of Madagascar. There it is. What? So there's an emperor there. He's an emperor penguin. A penguin, a biscuit, and a piece of macaroni. You know, you get a macaroni penguin. And then that's a map of Madagascar. Penguins of Madagascar. That's an animated film. Singing and dancing penguins. All that stuff. I think it's what's it a spin-off from? No, it's a spin-off from Madagascar. That's what it is. Eh? Says Norms886. A rather excellent Scooby-Doo impersonation. I got Madagascar, but got King Loaf pasta for the rest. If you got Madagascar, give yourself 1 point. If you got half of it, if you got either penguins or Madagascar, give yourself 1 point. All right. If you got the whole thing, 3 points. Yeah, it's an animation kids movie. Penguins of Madagascar. Right. That's it, Felix. 1 point for Madagascar. Okay, here we go. Oh, sound round. Voices tonight. Pardon me, just plugging the headphones in so we don't get feedback. Let's see. Here we are. Okay. So I'm going to give you a list of possible answers here, and you listen to the voices and pick out the 5 correct answers. All right. You ready for this? I'm not sure my computer's ready for it. Right, here we go. Here is voice number 1.
I think it's interesting that at this time where we have so little trust in our political figures, where ordinary people have so little trust in their media, that we have to remain open-minded to any kind of possibility. I don't know. I think you're correct. Do you trust the American government? Do you trust the British government? That's how the BBC missed the mark. You don't know what ordinary people care about. People are losing their jobs, they're losing their services, they're losing their homes, and we're tired, and there's no one to represent us, mate.
Well, there you are, a veritable man of the people, starting things about politics and talking about what it's like to be down there with the people. Voice number 2. Bill's already got the right answer. Voice number 2 is this person talking about their time in the RAF.
Well, I'm RAF because 2744376, senior aircraftsman, parachute regiment in the late 50s, my national service. I was up at Upper Hayford, Brize Norton and Bicester, and I was in the parachute regiment. 76 jumps I did, so I'm a RAF man. Well,
there you go. Number 3 is an actress talking about how hard things used to be.
It was a very, very painful time. I think I was very young in all sorts of ways. I'd grown up in India with my family. I was with my parents, my sister, the company, morning, noon and night, every day of my life till I was 17.
Oh, dear. Oh, dearie, dearie, dear. Here's number 4. It is someone talking about a situation that they had with drugs.
It's a horrifying drug, but I woke up in my life in 1997 and I was depressed and I didn't even realize it. You know, I found myself really disconnected with what it is I did, the career that I had, my world I hated. I hated myself probably even worse.
There we go. That is someone who hated themselves at one point. And number 5 is somebody talking about living with children. Grown-up children, I think, is what they're talking about.
Okay, ground rules. First of all, I do admit you need enough space. I think if we all had to live in one room, I think that would be difficult. Mm-hmm. Secondly, with a son, never cook the perfect apple pie, because no daughter-in-law will love you for it.
Well, there's a great tip. There you go. Not a very modern tip, but a tip nonetheless. Right, so you tell me if you're ready, and I'll play these again. AKB are ready already. Somebody always wants to hear these again, so I'm just going to play them again. I'll play them as quickly as I can. I won't necessarily play the whole thing of each one. So the first one I'll cut short because it's 29 seconds. Here's number 1 again. Here is number 1.
I think it's interesting that at this time where we have so little trust in our political figures, where ordinary people have so little trust in their media, that we have to remain open-minded to any kind of possibility. I don't trust.
Oh, it's painful, isn't it? I'll just stop that right there. You get the gist. Number 2 is...
Well, I'm RAF, because 2744376, senior aircraftsman, parachute regiment, in the late 50s, my national service. I was up at Upper Hayford, Brize Norton and Bicester, and I was in the parachute regiment. 76 jumps I did, so I'm...
Yeah, number 3 is a poor little actress.
It was a very, very painful time. I think I was very young in all sorts of ways. I'd grown up in India with my family. I was with my parents, my sister, the company, morning, noon and night, every...
I just can't feel a great deal of sympathy. I don't even know what she's talking about. Number
It's
4.
a horrifying drug, but I woke up in my life in 1997 and I was depressed and I didn't even realize it. You know, I found myself really disconnected with what it is I did, the career that I had, my world I hated. I hated myself probably even worse.
And the last one is some relationship advice.
Okay, ground rules. First of all, I do admit you need enough space. I think if we all had to live in one room, I think that would be difficult. Secondly, with a son, never cook the perfect apple pie, because no daughter-in-law will love you for it.
There you go. Never cook the perfect apple pie. What a tip. I've sort of inadvertently followed that by A, not cooking apple pie at all, and B, being quite bad at cooking. So I'm pretty safe. Ollie's saying Leeds United have just been promoted to the EPL, the EPL. I'm pleased for you, Ollie, but I feel absolutely nothing. Like somebody said in the newspaper last week, I feel that way you do when you look at another person's baby. Completely nothing. Right, Teddy Biscuits are ready. Don's ready. I mean, if you're pleased, I'm pleased, Ollie. That's the main thing. Try and hold off getting gigantically drunk until the end of the quiz, and well, or not. Just go for it now. Actually, why hold back? Yeah, it was a bit dreary, wasn't it, Richie? Yeah, these were all ones that I got from somewhere else, apart from number 2. Number 2 was the only one I made myself. Okay, right, you all ready? Let's get on with it. I'll tell you the the answers to this dreary list. Yeah, Richie is accurate there. See, I got a load of these mystery voices from a single source a couple of months ago now, and they do tend to be a bit dreary. The ones I go and find myself are better, but I didn't have a lot of time this week. So, first one. Here we come. 2 points for each of these. So the first one was blah, 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 you don't understand working class, all that stuff. It's Russell Brand, man of the people. Yeah, right down there, right on the front line, old Russell Brand. Prick. Number 2 was easily the best one. A jolly man with a bit of jolliness about him, talking about his time in the RAF. It is Brian Blessed. I have a Brian Blessed competition that I'm announcing in just a minute. You can win £1 million. Number 3, Felicity Kendall. Oh, life used to be so hard. Aye, okay. Number 4 was Andre Agassi. Quite a small fragment. Possibly a, you know, interesting story, but I don't know. Just a little fragment of it. Number 5 is Esther Ranson. Me neither. It was in the stock. I needed at least a second female voice, and Esther Ranson was there, and that's my story. I have to spend a bit of time this weekend at some point trying to get some new, better mystery voices. But they are. They still qualify as quiz questions. Next saying, I bet Brian was noisy leaping off the plane. Absolutely. That's where he got all his shtick from with the Hawkmen, isn't it? Dive! That's where he learned all that. All hail to the blessed. Well, I've got some good news. Right, 10s out of 10s there coming in. I don't think that was terribly hard. So I'm going to move straight on and introduce the £1 million Dr. Paul Quiz Brian Blessed Voice Contest. All right. So obviously Brian Blessed's got the best voice, and if you've been doing the quizzes, you'll know every single time we do a voice round, it's always Brian Blessed. He's always one of the voices. Primarily because he says interesting things, and you can go and record interviews of him, and it's just full of mystery voice bits. So I'm running a contest between now and next Friday. I said earlier in the week I was going to do it up to now, but I've failed to publicise it until today. So record yourself, video yourself doing a Brian Blessed voice, and upload it to the Dr. Paul quiz group. Okay, do it by next Friday, and the best one wins £1 million scratch card. Okay, now these scratch cards can be pretty good. They cost more to buy, and I gave one away once when I was running Deadpool. Some guy predicted that BB King was going to die, so he won a £1 million scratch card, and he won £100 on it, which is pretty damn good. So who knows? Realistically, you could win £100. Technically, you could win £1 million just by doing quite a good Brian Blessed voice. It's the sort of thing that will take a few seconds to put together, and that will immediately cut out loads of people, so there won't be that many people doing it. So all you got to do is be the best out of not a very huge field. So it doesn't have to be Gordon's Alive. That'll be popular, yeah, but it could be any Brian Blessed voice impersonation. Get it uploaded to Dr. Paul Quiz. Make sure your name's on it and all that stuff. And winner gets £1 million, all right? I'll be publicising that through the week. I like the line, Richie. Brian Blessed didn't use a parachute. He just bellowed at the ground to soften it. Of course he did. Upload to YouTube if you want. I mean, just post it on, record it, something. Let me know about him. That's the thing. Okay, right. OBS dropped out and dropped back in again. I think I'm back on now. We're okay. We're good. Okay, so I'm just saying, get your voices up. Talk more about it during the week. Right, where are we? It's time for the Pick 5 round. Here we go. Oh, there's a whopping great typo for you, Bill. Just before you spot it, it says WHALW. Should say whale. Which of these are real whales? Here's a big list of whales. Okay, but which 5 are actual real whales? Pick the 5 that are genuine, actual cetaceans, I think is the word for them. So black whale, diver whale, Eden's whale, grey whale, Macmillan whale, Macmillan's whale that is, melon-headed whale, pilot whale, right whale, and strange whale. So talking about the beasts of the sea, the big whopping things, a bit like massive fish, but they're not fish, as some of you expert biologists will know. They're mammals. But which 5 of these are real? Right, if somebody would like to just reassure me that you can still hear me and see me, because no one's saying anything and the stream did drop out for a second, so it'd be great to know from somebody that everything's okay. Good. Thank you, everybody. Cheers. So you get this. Name the 5 out of these that are actual whales. Yes. Yes, Prolethers. I know. Maybe I was still dropped out at that point. I pointed it out straight away. WHALW. WHALW. It's obviously not whale. Bit of a typo. Having a whale of time. So pick 5 whales that are real, actual whales, and then tell me when you're ready. Maybe the stream dropped out when I was talking about Brian Blessed. Just get them uploaded any way you can. Put them anywhere on the internet, as long as you link to them on the old on the Dr. Ball Facebook or on the Twitter at DP Quiz. Then like I was saying, I don't know if any of you heard this. I'm going to try and round up the best ones, put them in a compilation, then we can all have a vote about it next week. All right. Somebody will win £1 million. Just impersonate Brian Blessed. That's all you got to do. Lumpy Gravy are ready. By the way, if you are ready and you're waiting for everyone else just to get finished, you could pass the time by liking the quiz here on YouTube, because I only got 50. There's just clicked up to 15 likes just now. Let's get those likes up, folks. It's good for my algorithm. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because then you don't miss the quizzes. I'm trying to set up the quizzes so that it's simultaneous on YouTube and Facebook. I thought I'd cracked that this morning, but I was trying to do it just before I went online here, but I was unable to do so. Yeah. All right, there we go. Yeah, up to 20 likes. Thanks, everybody. Wouldn't it be great if it was like 100% of people watching actually liked it? That'd be nice. Right, subscribed and ready. Thanks, slash tier. I always want to say slash tier, but I know you told me it's tier like cry. Teddy Biscuits are ready. Julie's ready, kinda. How ready can you be with these whales? No one never expects a whale. They always appear at the strangest moments to whales. Right. Here we go. WHALW. That's it's the worst typo for quite a while. But it's been that kind of day. Right, ready? Here we go. Give a point for a like. It feels kind of dirty. It feels kind of corrupt, Pro Lethers. Nah, you've got to like it. The likes are for likes, you know what I mean? I don't feel so bad about it, shares. But to actually say you like something, it's like, well, you know, I'm not going to induce you to do that. You've got to feel like you like it, you know? Anyway, here come the whales. Watch out for the whales. Do you know where you have to go to find out how heavy these creatures are? You do know, don't you? It's the Whaleway Station. Right. Here's the ones that are real. Eden's whale is a cheeky little whale. That's a real whale. Number 2, pilot whale. I think that's a more obvious one. I think that's a better known one. The grey whale, which personally I think is taking the piss a little bit because they're all grey, are they not? Right whale. Yeah, right whale is a type of whale. And the last one on this grid is your melon-headed whale. Woohoo! It's got a head like a melon. All the other ones are made up. There's no such thing as a strange whale. Richie's saying Brian Bless's favourite meat is whale. I would imagine that's true. A whale supper for Mr. Blessed. 8 points for Jane. 10 out of 10 for the Social Outcasts. All right, that's crafty, innit? Went for Macmillan's and Diver. The diver whale. Aye, all whales are diver whales, but then all whales are grey, aren't they, really? I mean, a blue whale's just grey. All the whales are grey, apart from a minke. No, not a minke. What's it called? A beluga. That's proper white. Aye, right whale. You went for the strange whale. I'm glad somebody went for the strange whale. Yeah, 2 prime ministers in there to choose from. Nicely spotted, Julie. Pied it on Diver. Right, good stuff. Scores all over the place. I wonder who's going to come good tonight. What we got? It's sponsor time. That's the wrong sponsor. Never mind that. That's for later on. Right, it's Guess What, which is a television program. So there's a television program hiding behind the grid here. I'm going to remove some squares at a time and give you a clue. You guess what you think the TV show is, okay? And if you get it right on the first one, you get 10 points. If you get it right on the second clue, you get 8 points, and so on. So the first clue is pretty blank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this TV show has been on the air since 1979 on the BBC, and it's still going. So it's a BBC programme, and it has been getting broadcast since 1979. And it will not stop. Have a guess what you think the show is. There's very little there in the picture. Might be just enough to have a guess. Write down a guess anyway, because if it turns out you're right, then you'll get 10 points, even if you change your mind later. It's your earliest correct guess that gets you the points. So write down a guess for 10 points. It's a BBC television show. It's been on the air since 1979. Still going today. What's the show? Let's move on. The original theme music for this programme was the Brandenburg Concertos by Bach. This was later changed to an original piece, but with the same type of flavour. Film 79, good guess, Bill, but it's not right. Remember, don't put genuine guesses in the chat. Just write down if you think you know what it is. So write down an answer here for 8 points. The original theme music was Bach's Brandenburg Concertos. This was later changed to an original piece, so they didn't have to pay all the copyright. But it's the same sort of music. House of Weirdos think they have it. Let's move on. This is for 6 points. The programme is broadcast from a variety of locations. Comes from a different place every week. Richie's saying that a killer whale is black and white. Don's saying a killer whale and a dolphin is a dolphin, not a whale. And then William Kane's coming back going, aye, but dolphins are whales. I thought dolphins were monkeys. Right, 6 points for that one. Clue number 4 for 4 points. Previous presenters of this programme include Angela Rippon and Hugh Scully. Ooh. A lot if you think you got the answer now. Julie Back might be public domain. Nah, there is copyright involved because there's 2 sets of copyright with music. One is the music itself, one is the recording. And it would have been the recording. And I actually don't know if that's the reason why they changed it. I just guessed it was that. Doodle's got it right away because they're sitting at a table. Right, most of you got this by now. I'll take the last one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The most expensive single item ever valued on this television show was worth £1 million. Ollie got it at 10. Ollie's having the night of his life. Leads her up. Keep on getting 10 out of 10. Boom shakalaka. Right, y'all know it's Antiques Roadshow, of course. Antiques Roadshow, where people pretend that it's family significance and, you know, all that sort of thing, and they're secretly hoping the guy goes, aye, it's worth 50 grand. Looks like a piece of old tin, but it's worth 50 grand. You're sorted. You're right, Bill. Yeah, Rippon and Scully. Great name for a TV show. 10 out of 10. It's great, very good to get out on 10, by the way, because there wasn't very little clues. I see Noodle Doodles guessed it because they were sitting at a table. Very good. Right. I think there's some good scores tonight. Let's get on with it. Team of the day, our DAS team. That's Catherine and Roddy. There they are on a recent trip to Balquidder. Doesn't that look wholesome? Look at that. I don't even know where Balquidder is. Is that Perthshire? Looks like Perthshire. These are all very clever, getting it from the table. Very good. I'm impressed. Anyway, well done at DAS team. Frequently seen at the Safari Lounge back in the old days. And hopefully see them again. 1 point for DAS team. If you're team of the day, you get 1 point. If you want to be team of the day, send me a picture. And I can use you. Tell me what night you want me to use it as well. Okay, right, mystery bag. Here we go. This is for the gin. What's inside the mystery bag? You have to guess what's in this lovely mystery bag here, and you've got to ask me questions that I can answer yes or no, and then guess. First person that I can see in the chat getting the right answer win the gin, which is from Pickering's, and it's this lovely strawberry and black pepper gin. So, Nomsy's saying, is it cosmetics? No. Slash TR says, is it a toy? No. Titty Biscuit say, is it heavy? Now I can lift it with one hand. Let's see. Is it edible? Yes, it is edible. It's something you would eat. Have you ever worn it? No. Is it red? No. Corkscrew? No. Something to eat? No. Easter egg? No. It's nothing. Nothing. It's not sweets. Is it a hat? Is it alive? No. No. Is it a ball? Is it a tool? Is it a pebble? No. 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 Is it edible? Yes, it is. Would it fit in a sock? Yeah, although it would depend on the sock. It might be a bit of a squeeze in some socks. That's a good question. Is it a jelly bean? No. Is it a vegetable? Yes. All the guesses are coming in. Right, I've got to slow this down a little bit. Is it a fruit? It might be one of those things that's actually a fruit, but I'd call it a vegetable. You know what I mean? Pomegranate, no. Easter egg, banana, sandwich, coconut, sugar, carrot, fruit, no. Like I say, I'd call it a vegetable. It's used as a vegetable. Although it might technically be a fruit, you know, one of those things. Is it a courgette? No, it's not a courgette. Is it vegetarian? Yes, it is. Is it a sweet potato? No, it's not. Hang on, someone's definitely got it. I'm just going to go up and see if anyone's got it ahead of them. No, it's the first one I saw. The right answer is aubergine. And it's Nomsy has got the aubergine. Are you back on? It dropped out for a second there, but Nomsy is the winner. Nomsy86. Yay! Nomsy86. Aubergine. Now, there was a lot coming through. There is a possibility that somebody got it ahead at Nomsy, but Nomsy was the first one I saw, and I looked up a wee bit and I couldn't see anything in front of Nomsy. So Nomsy is the winner. Where are you? There we are. Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo. Isn't it nice? Looking forward to... You have large socks. I would get a sock, look. And I'll prove it. Aubergine. Sock. Sock. Aubergine. Aubergine and a sock. Janet saying proper name is an eggplant, by the way. Well, how come every time I go to the shop and I say, have you got any aubergines? They go, aye, they're just there. How come every time I go to a shop and I want to buy an aubergine, I look for the sign that says aubergine, and lo and behold, there's a bunch of aubergines there. So I know people call them eggplants. Quite threatening. This. Woof. Boom. Wouldn't fit in my socks there, sure. I did say to that question, depends what kind of sock you've got. Aubergine gratin. Aubergine Don McGratin. Agree, eggplant. I mean, if you're foreign, you might say eggplant. It's not only the USA that says eggplant. My Greek father-in-law is Greek, oddly enough. He calls it an eggplant. Although the Greek is melanjani. But then he lived in New Zealand, and I think they call it more likely to call it an eggplant down here. Anyway, Eggplant, zucchini, aubergine. What you going to? Cilantro, that's something else. What's that? That's coriander, isn't it? Right. Are we ready for the final round? So anyway, Nomsy, where's Nomsy? Did we get a celebration from Nomsy? I didn't see. Nomsy, the thing to do... Oh, there it is. Yes, says Nomsy. Finally. Nomsy, are you prepared to say your real name? Tell us your real name, Nomsy, unless you're actually called Nomsy86, which I'm guessing isn't true. Tell us your real name. You don't have to, if you're happy to share. And most importantly, send me a message with your postal address, and then I can send that to the gin company, and they can send you the gin, and that's what it's all about. All right, okay. It's Boz out. People are screaming for Boz out. That means it's time for double or bust round. Don't forget your 15% discount at Pickering's. DP quiz is all you got to use. I'll say that again at the end. Later on. By the way, let's see later on. Broughton Brewery. 24 beers they're giving away tonight. Crazy. Right, double or bust round. You know how this works. 4 points for a right answer. That's double. But you run the risk of going bust. If you put one wrong answer in this round, then you get 0 points for the round. Nothing. Busto. Slammo. Bing bong. All right, Nomsy's real name is Naomi. Do you say Naomi or Naomi? Well done, Naomi. So, but people are shouting balls out. That means they're going to answer all 5. You might not. Wait and see the questions. But if you put one wrong answer in this round, you get 0 points for the round. Super bust. To avoid getting bust, you can leave blanks, which is Boz in, not going for everything. It's up to you how you play this. Here we go. So you're saying Naomi. 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 All right. Here come the questions. Right. Inventions. Number 1. Which invention gets its name from the ancient Greek word for power and was patented in 1867, making its Swedish inventor Alfred Nobel a rich man? So I'm asking you what Alfred Nobel invented. Alfred Nobel became an extremely rich person because of this invention, which he came up with, or patented anyway, in 1867. And it gets its name from the ancient Greek word for power. Put all that together. What is the invention? That's question number 1 in the double or bust round. Serious, to the wire. I just took your comment out there, William. Don't put answers in the chat, all right? Or back to writing down answers now. Okay. Right, number 2. Which TV comedy, this is television, originally broadcast in 2001, starred Peter Kay as Brian Potter? It's just a bit of excitement, probably Dr. Caesar's Palace, just a bit of slippy finger. It's all right. It's okay. It happens. Right, so which TV comedy originally broadcast in 2001 starred Peter Kay as Brian Potter? What's the name of that show? I should have said. Anyway, back to not shouting out answers after the shouty outy bit. Number 3, social outcast. Which much derided hobby is also sometimes known as ferroequinology? What's that? What's ferroequinology? If you know your word roots, you might work that out. But which much derided hobby is that? Clues in the title of the question as well. Social outcasts. Number 4. What is the name of the sculpture completed in 1998 made by Anthony Gormley, which stands in Gateshead near Newcastle upon Tyne? The dimensions of this thing are 20 metres tall, so it's no Buddha, and 54 metres wide. So what sculpture is that? What's the name of the sculpture? Anthony Gormley, who has sculptures here in Edinburgh as well, but there's one down in Gateshead near Newcastle. 20 metres tall, 54 metres wide. What is that thing? What's it called? And the last one tonight is about the opera. In opera, what mononym is the title? Is the name of the title character from Rossini's opera The Barber of Seville? So if you don't know what a mononym is, it's like a name which is one word. For example, Kylie or Hitler. Obviously, he had more than one name, Adolf Hitler, but you know him as Hitler. You know Kylie as Kylie. That's classic mononyms. So which mononym is the name of the title character? So who was the Barber of Seville? That's the short version of the question. Right, you tell me if you're ready, and I'll tell you the answers in a minute. I'm just going to quickly recap. Williams from Gateshead. That's nice. I went to the Metro Centre once, went on the roller coaster. Long time ago. I think it was even the 80s or 90s, not sure. So what did Alfred Nobel invent that made him rich? Gets its name from the word for power, ancient Greek. Number 2, TV show starred Peter Kay as Brian Potter. Came out 2001. What's the name of that show? Number 3, ferroequinology is another term for what kind of hobby? Derided. Number 4, Anthony Gormley sculpture, 1998. 20 metres tall and 54 metres wide. Have a think about that. The dimensions might well help you there. Confident balls out for pedestrian crossing. That's what we like to see just before you get smacked. And the last one, the Barber of Seville. What is the name of the guy who is the Barber of Seville? What's the name of the character? It's a one-word answer. A mononym. Right, there's a variety of feelings about this. Some of you going boz out, some of you going boz in. You can only claim boz out if you're going all 5. Anything less than that is boz in. AKP are going for 3. Right, tell me when you're ready. I need a couple of more people telling me you're ready before we go to the answers. By the way, I do this for tips. If you think tonight's quiz was worth a little tip from me, your friend and long-time companion and quizmaster, Dr. Paul, then please give me some money. Still going to be a bit of a while before I can get back in the pubs. And I still have to feed the family, you know what I mean? So thanks for those who do donate. I really appreciate that. What do you think it's worth? If you went to a pub quiz, you know what I mean? It's a cheap option. Staying in and doing the quiz on YouTube is good. So give us a couple of quid. All right? Cheers. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Right. Okay, all sorts of different approaches to this. Some of you going a bit more cagey, some of you going full on. Let's find out. Double or bust. Here come the answers. So, which invention gets its name from the ancient Greek word for power? Patented in 1867, made Nobel rich. It was dynamite. There's the guy there. The story is, and I don't know how true this is, the story is that he's a pacifist and he invented dynamite more or less by accident and was horrified at its potential consequences, its violent consequences, and that's what led him to setting up the Nobel Foundation to give the Nobel Prizes for progress and peace and all that sort of thing. You know what I mean? Don't know how true that is. It's one of those things that gets said. Number 2, Peter Kay, Brian Potter. That is Phoenix Knights. Ferroequinology, right. Word roots here. Ferro is iron. Equine is horse. The iron horse was a term that was used to describe railway engines. So it's train spotting. Ferroequinologists are train spotters. Derided, social outcasts. You know what I mean? If you've ever been through Crewe, you see them all at Crewe and York as well. What is the name of the sculpture? Anthony Gormley, 20 metres tall, 54 metres wide. That is a big daft angel of the north. There it is. Whoopa. Look at the size of that thing. Look, someone's put a Santa hat on it. Why so reticent to go back to the pubs, Don? Same as you. You know, I'm nervous about getting sick as well. And we have a deadline here in our household of the 20th of August. My wife is doing a master's, and you know, we don't need the COVIDs coming in the house before then. You know what I mean? That's the reason. And number 5, Rossini's opera The Barber of Seville, Figaro. Figaro, magnifico. Figaro. There he is. On his way to a shave. Good, House of Weirdos. Use your words. Word power to work that stuff out. Good for you. So there was a couple of confident balls out there. How did it get on? Bum, says Mr. Kane. That looks like a disaster. Looks like a bust. Tell me if you got bust. If you did get bust, tell us what you got bust on. Tell us what you wrote. What did you say? 16 for Dr. Caesar's Palace. MD. 66 in total. That's a good score, but I think there's some pretty high scores tonight. I get the feeling. We'll find out, though, because I'm going to get you to upload your scores. I'm going to get you to follow this next link that I'm about to paste in here. Blew it on Figaro, says Bill. What did you put instead? Don's raging. Could have got Figaro. 8 points for Mum. Nice work, Mum. Happy birthday. Janet saying Roger only knew the Figaro answer due to his extensive knowledge of Bugs Bunny. Cross-cultural, you see. That's high and low culture. Crashing into each other like icebergs and ships. Left the Iron Horse alone, says Veronica, I think. Yeah, Veronica. Nomsy got 62 for the crumpets. That's all right. And you won the gin. That's a good result. I will go back to the pubs, Don, but not till then. It's essential that no one in this household gets sick until that point. So, I mean, I'm nervous to go back, to be honest. I was nervous before the lockdown. The last week or two of the lockdown, I was murder. Like before the lockdown, you know, back in March. Because people kept on coming to the pub, and I was kind of waiting for the lockdown, you know what I mean? People getting close to you, shaking your hand and stuff like that. There was one night about a week before the lockdown, and guy goes to shake my hand, you know, at the end of the quiz, which is nice. But I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, well, I'm just not doing that, you know. And he took a huff. And I'm like, where have you been? You know, been looking at the news. We're not touching each other now, you know. He got all huffy. Did you get bust, Richie? Did you put metal detecting? No, I mean, that's a totally reasonable answer. You've seen the ferro and you've thought iron. Ah, metal detecting. That's reasonable. William says, you want to try living in England? Well, maybe one day. I'm from England, William. I was born in London. Lived in England for a few years. Well, till I was 4. Been here since then. And celebrated salubrious, sensational Scotland. Apart from a couple of years in Greece. That was fun. I don't really want to go back in the pubs, to be honest. And doing the quiz is going to be weird. I'm going to have to work out the quiz differently because, you know, I'm not electronic. You know, it's like pen and paper, but it's a bit of a vector, isn't it? People tearing off sheets and handing in answers and handing in answers. I'll do something else. I'll work something else out for a couple of weeks. I am going to do a thing with the pubs, which hopefully they're going to go for over the next couple of weeks, which is that you can do Dr. Paul quiz, this online quiz, in the pub. And they might do a prize, you know what I mean? Bill's saying he tried living in England. It's okay, unless it's Stoke. I've never been at Stoke. You talked about going for a drink. Aye. I mean, there's a lot of nice places in England, isn't there? There must be places where it's totally mental, and there must be places where it's really well behaved and nice. There must be both of those things. Metal detectors are all tough and cool, so don't fit into the brief. Yeah, funny you say that, actually, Richie. I was looking at a post about half an hour before I came on the quiz, and it's a post for the village where I used to live when I was a kid, and some guy been out in the fields doing a bit of metal detecting in one particular field over the last couple of weeks, and found loads of stuff. Loads of like horse brasses and stuff like that, and Roman rings. He found according to him, it's a Roman ring. Just looks like a twisty bit of wire to me. Maybe they could screen your quiz in the pub. That's the idea, Cheryl. Yeah, I'm going to get them to put it on the screen, or people can just play at their tables with their devices. But at a particular time, they'll do it like you can do the Dr. Paul quiz here and win a prize. Offering that to pubs for free. You know? I'll give them sheets. Answer sheets. Nikki says, here, Dr. Paul, my flatmate wants to know if you're a real doctor. Of course I'm a real doctor. Can you imagine the actual chaos if people who are not real doctors were out doing pub quizzes? You know what I mean? You know, we don't live in that sort of country. This is not Uzbekistan. This is not Uruguay or Ukraine or any of those other corrupt countries that start with the letter U. This is United Kingdom. The home of the brave, the land of the free. This is Britain. And if I say I'm a doctor, then I'm a doctor. That's it. Thank you, Veronica. You want to get back to the pub, yeah? Richard says his local is still shut. Where's that, Richard? Where about? Oh, and thanks for tip. Appreciate that. Jerry Healy, yeah. The man himself. The original Jerry. Effed it with a metal detector answer. Well, you know. How long you been doing pub quizzes now, Jerry? Must be at least 10, 20 years, you know. Should be all over that stuff. Ferroequinology. Come on. Bothwell. Sue says, not going to a pub anytime soon. Is that basically COVID fear? Yeah. Thank you, Kirsten. Appreciate that. Cheers. Any advice out there, Dr. P, from teachers? My wee niece had top marks for all her English work, but recently pulled up for her punctuation as she handed in her work late. What should she do? Tend to find that leaving a turd on the teacher's desk is pretty effective. Thanks, William. Yeah, I mean, I know not everybody can tip. I know the times are tough for everybody. Lots of people losing work. The yuppie pubs are open, but I'm keeping it real. Yeah. Most of my pubs are still yet to open, I think, or yet to open properly. Fighting and spewing. Nah, that's the old me, Richie. That's not the modern, slick, debonair, urbane Dr. Paul that never gets into a fight ever. Not much, anyway. Nothing fisty. This is Edinburgh, anyway. It's not the same. Right, I was thinking that, but I didn't really make any sense out of it. Pulled up for punctuality rather than punctuation. Well, listen, handing stuff in is part of the game, isn't it? You get that stuff handed in on time. That's it. Just do it. I do feel I have a lot of advice to offer all sorts of people, whether they're school children or hairdressers or ferroequinologists. So maybe I'll start another channel where I just solve all your problems. You know, after all, Dr. Paul, innit? You know what I mean? The quiz is good. I like quiz. I'm a quiz master. I like I like trivia. I like writing quiz questions. I like seeing you getting them right. Sometimes I like seeing you getting them wrong. Margaret Ann's got some advice. Tell the teacher there's a bloody global pandemic to get a life. You know, if a piece of work's been set for a date, and the date's part of the job, innit? That's the thing. We could all write the most beautiful essay of all time, given 2 years. But that's the job, is to do the best you can do in a week, or whatever it is you've been given. Or 2 months, or, you know, depending. I'm going to put the link in one more time for uploading your score. Please, everybody, upload your score so that we can get a nice league table on the go. Thanks, Janie. Yeah, it was a good quiz. A couple of typos. Nothing heavy. Good questions, though. Cheryl's got a problem. Like, okay, let's hear it quick, because I was about to hang up there, but I'll take one more problem in my new Dr. Paul Fixes All session. This is a good bit. This is a good bit of the quiz. This is kind of you quizzing me with lifestyle problems. Get it typed up, Cheryl. I was just looking at my desk, wondering what the hell that is. It's a aubergine and a sock. Bet there's no many other desks in Edinburgh that have got an aubergine and a sock. Sounds like an American sex counsellor. Hey, I'm Dr. Paul. What advice can you give a graphic designer who doesn't like pineapple on pizza? Now, what's the context here? Are you talking about a real pineapple on a real pizza, or are you talking about a graphic design element? Has this graphic designer been asked to create a pizza with pineapple on it, like a picture, and doesn't agree with it? Is that the trouble? Or are you talking actual pizza with actual pineapple? Cheryl's saying, I've noticed a single long white eyebrow growing in my eyebrow. Shall I pluck it or keep it? Keep it. Classy, innit? Like Dave Vanian out of The Damned with his white streak there. It's cool. A little bit of white hair, you know. A couple of years ago, Mrs. was saying, oh, you need to get some of that Grecian 2000 husband, because you're getting all grey and stuff like that. And I considered it for a minute, and I thought, nah, no way. No way. I'm Dr. Paul. You see what you get. You get what you see. You see what you get. I get some white stuff coming through. It's okay. It's just normal. We're human beings, not smash get mash robots. Bill saying, is it oxters or armpits? That's an easy one. It's armpits. Cheers, Richie. Nice to see you. See you later. Thanks, Margaret Ann. Bill says there's a punchline coming about the pineapple. I can't see what the punchline is. House of Weirdos says it's just general life advice about actual pineapple and actual pizza. The being a graphic designer is not relevant. Okay. Well, I mean, like this. Unless I'm missing something, this one's pretty simple as well. If you don't like pineapple on pizza, don't eat pineapple on pizza. If you're having a problem with someone else having pineapple on pizza, then get over it fast. There's people dying of COVID. There's North Korean death farms. And you're getting upset about someone having pineapple on a pizza, and it's just not relevant. It's not proportionate. Thanks, Ollie. Yeah, well done with your leads. Good luck if you ever get to go and watch football. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. I don't think it is, but you never know. You keeping the hair. Aye, good move, Cheryl. It's classy. Richard, I don't want to know about that stuff. We're talking about public display here. Not personal pubic. That's nice as well. I mean, like your white hair has a name, Sylvia, which is a classy name, by the way. I think that supports the idea of keeping it. I mean, you're obviously you feel okay with her if you're giving her a name. Thank you, Jess. You mean your thighs, right? Even so. Right, I'm out of here. I'm going to try and set up 9 o'clock so I can do YouTube and Facebook at the same time, which is what I failed to do for this one. But thanks very much, everybody. And I'll see you all later. Remember to tip me heavily to send me sort of most of your money. Would be good. If not, a couple of quid. Yep, see you next week, Nikki. Or any other time. Remember, quiz happens on all these different days. Get scores uploaded as your 2 points. Yeah, you see 7 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and 9 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. All on YouTube now. Alright, well, Sylvia's a good choice as well, Cheryl. Excellent name. It's a name that keeps on cropping up in my life, strangely enough. See you later, Cheryl. So, aye. Broughton beer. That's coming up tonight. Excited for that. 24 beers they're giving away tonight. Okay. Get those scores uploaded, everybody. I want to see your scores, all right? We're going to make a nice league table tonight. So thank you all very much, and I'm going to hit